The roar of an engine, the breaking of concrete, and the crash of buildings collapsing like a house of cards. What you're seeing has long been routine for the Israeli army since it entered Gaza on October 27, 2023. It has methodically demolished Gaza's houses, buildings, roads, and orchards. And this is what the Israeli army is using to do it. The D9 bulldozer. To understand its role in the widespread destruction of the enclave, Monde has analysed videos and satellite images of Gaza and interviewed experts. We found that this vehicle, which Israel has established as a symbol of its military domination, has a political purpose: the destruction of Gaza. The D9 was originally a civilian bulldozer manufactured by the US company Caterpillar. The Israeli army bought this 4-meter-high model without its cab or blade. You can see the stripped-down versions of the bulldozer in these photos, taken as they left New Jersey and arrived at the port of Haifa.
המשלוח הזה שאתם רואים פה של D9ים שיורדים עכשיו מהאונייה שהגיעה מארצות הברית הוא משלוח חשוב ביותר שאנחנו מחכים לו כבר הרבה זמן.
The army, with the help of Israeli companies, then militarizes the bulldozer, adding an armored cab and blade, a protective barrier, armored cylinders, a hatch, and a machine gun on the roof. The vehicle goes from 48 tons to 56 tons of steel. It costs around $1 million per bulldozer. Experts say the Israeli army has more than 100 of these vehicles, and it wants to expand its fleet. To do so, the Israeli Ministry of Defense has invested 83 million euros to create 3 new D9 armoring lines by the end of 2026. The army has ordered in total 134 new D9s from Caterpillar. In 2024, the Biden administration suspended shipments to Israel, but 2 months after Trump took office, the pause was lifted, and the bulldozers arrived in Israel in early July 2025. It's not the first time this machine has been used by the Israeli army, but in Gaza, it has become a key part of its arsenal. The D9 sits at the front of Israel's assault columns, ahead of its tanks and infantry units.
When we entered Gaza, we were literally the first ones to enter. I mean, there was nobody in front of us.
The idea is to use this giant, highly resistant shield to protect troops and clear roads that could have mines. But explosive devices have turned out to be few and far between.
Ce booter, avec son mur blindé, vous avez quand même une masse d'acier qui fait plus de 20 cm d'épaisseur devant l'engin lui-même, qui à son tour est protégé, représente un mur qui avance pour le combattant, notamment du Hamas, qui est à pied, faiblement armé, ou en tout cas légèrement armé. Ça représente un blocos ambulant.
Once this is done, the D9 bulldozers continue their mission, widening roads, digging new ones, creating completely flattened militarized buffer zones the Israeli army calls corridors, and establishing a security perimeter along the border, a no-man's land about 1 kilometer long.
המטרה הייתה שבעצם כל מה שיש מהצדדים ומקדימה, כמה שיותר להרוס, על מנת שאנחנו חוזרים למחרת, לא יהיו לנו איומים. עד הנקודה שאנחנו ממשיכים לעבוד, כל הדרך נקייה מאיומים, פתיחת ציר.
While D9s facilitate the deployment of the rest of the army within the enclave, they also help to secure its positions. The bulldozers are used to erect defensive barriers around military camps. These mounds of sand, earth, and debris protecting Israeli army soldiers are now ubiquitous in Gaza.
אנחנו כאן, עד הסוף, עד הניצחון, עד ההתיישבות, שבת שלום!
Bulldozers and other machinery are behind the massive demolition of the enclave's buildings.
Malheureusement, malgré la présence des populations, On est dans un contexte au départ strictement militaire, où chaque maison peut contenir une cache d'armes, où chaque maison peut avoir été piégée, où malgré la progression des forces israéliennes, par le jeu des tunnels et d'un retour en tout cas de la guérilla sur les arrières, chaque emprise, chaque construction peut être réutilisée comme vecteur de frappe sur les forces israéliennes. Donc évidemment, dans ce contexte-là, il s'agit d'aplanir le terrain et d'ébranler toute position de combat possible.
Several D9 operators have claimed these demolitions destabilize Hamas's urban guerrilla strategy. The organization has often targeted bulldozers. Between May 2024 and September 2025, Gaza brigades claimed responsibility for more than 120 attacks on these vehicles. For the Israeli army, the D9
permet d'achever le travail à moindre coût. On est dans un facteur 10 à 100 par rapport au coût d'une arme de précision. C'est effectivement, j'ai du mal à le dire, mais plus rentable. Voilà.
Except that in Gaza, the use of these vehicles goes beyond strict tactical necessity. Under international law, the destruction of civilian property that is clearly excessive in relation to military objectives constitutes a war crime.
Concernant la proportionnalité relative aux droits des conflits armés, on peut, à chaud, vu la puissance des moyens engagés et les résultats ô combien visibles sur le terrain, se dire ça dépasse toutes les bornes.
This can be seen in the destruction of the enclave, widely documented by satellite images of the Gaza Strip. These acts of mass destruction are claimed by their perpetrators, the D9 operators.
כמה בתים אתם הורסים? כתבתם איפשהו 1,500?
הגענו ל-5,000.
עדכני יותר, כן. 5,000?
כן, הרגשת.
תגיד לי, כמה בתים הורדת?
אני ממוצע בשבוע שאני נמצא זה 50 בתים.
When we went in, it was a fully built city. I mean, you look at pictures of Gaza now, it's just crumbs, you know, it's like, it's nothing, it's Lego pieces.
Their justification is always the same.
In Gaza, Hamas used 100% of the infrastructure for terrorism.
A house, a civilian home, a school, a mosque, every single hospital was used for the use of terrorism.
Verifying that a building is used for military purposes becomes, for some, unnecessary.
And I remember the first house to be taken down in Gaza was by my D9, but before we took it down, I had to get on the radio and ask, can we take it down? Like, do we have... And the company commander's like, what are you, joking? Like, all the infrastructure has to be taken down, so...
D9 bulldozers do not only target buildings, they also comb the ground in Gaza, as these lines show. Present in both urban areas and on the outskirts of cities, they show the extent of the Israeli army's so-called scraping technique. In Gaza's agricultural areas, the practice significantly impoverishes the soil and will make farming extremely difficult in the future. According to the UN, 86% of Gaza's arable land has been damaged by the Israeli army since the start of the war. This excessive destruction raises questions about Israel's true objectives.
This can all happen for a number of different reasons. It can be because we suspect that there's some kind of terrorist activity and we don't want that house to exist anymore. But it can also be in terms of creating the conditions for what's often called the day after. Right? The international community talks about the day after in terms of rehabilitation, rebuilding Gaza. From Israel's point of view, the day after is all about ensuring that there won't be any kind of threat coming from Gaza ever again.
Les forces israéliennes savent qu'en détruisant une maison, on limite les chances de celui dont on vise la terre de revenir occuper les lieux.
It's become more of an urgent imperative for the Israeli leadership to make sure that the Palestinian population of Gaza has nowhere to come back to.
This objective is sometimes directly claimed by D9 drivers and their commanders.
אנחנו מסתכלים עכשיו על מה שהיה פעם שכונת סג'איה. המשימה שלנו זה שלא יהיה להם לאן לחזור.
רפיח אין להם מה לחזור, וג'באליה אין להם מה לחזור. תורת הלחימה של צה"ל השתנתה.
השמדה שיטתית, צבאית, סיסטמטית, של כל שכונה וכל מרחב אורבני של בית חנון.
In a statement to Le Monde, the Israeli army distanced itself from these declarations.
personal statements made by soldiers do not reflect the policy of the IDF, which operates in accordance with international law.
The Israeli army has destroyed around 100,000 buildings in Gaza, including key infrastructure, hospitals and schools, but also and above all, people's homes, wiped off the map.
And these are some videos and photos about my house, which was collapsed and destroyed by the D9.
And here is the rubble of my house. This is it. This is it. I lived here for about 17 years. And this is my daughter's room. And there were flowers I put in the walls. You can see it. Can you see it? These are the flowers.
As of April 8th, 2025, the Israeli army's destruction of the enclave had generated 53 million tons of rubble, according to the UN. It estimates that it will take around 15 years to clear the destruction before the idea of rebuilding Gaza even becomes possible.